Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss Chapman. We are getting ready to start Unit 8 called Changes, Changes. In this unit, we're going to talk a lot about time. We've talked about time a little bit when we did the number corner and the calendar. And so now we're going to do some more things with time. So let's get started. Our first session is called Time Test. Now, we're not actually taking a real test, but these are just kind of some fun things for you to think about when it comes to time. Here's the first thing to think about. What time do you get up in the morning? Now, that time might be different right now because you're not in school, but think about what time you get up. And also think about what time do you see on this clock? Just like we talked about in Number Corner, you need to look at the short little hour hand, and you need to look at the long minute hand to see what time that says. Okay, if you took a chance, it's 7 o'clock because that little hour hand's pointing at the 7 and the long minute hand is pointing up straight at the 12. Now, I bet some of you get up before 7 o'clock and some of you might get up even after 7 o'clock right now. I get up before 7 o'clock. I kind of like the early mornings. Okay, here's the next question. What time do you go to bed? Take a second and think about it. Think about where the hands are on the clock. This is an analog clock, remember, because it has the hands on it. Maybe you have a digital clock in your bedroom or someplace around the house or on a phone. Think about what that clock might look like when mom and dad say, time for bed. Okay, also look at this clock. What time is this clock saying? The little hands pointing to the 8. The long minute hands pointing at the 12. That's right, it's 8 o'clock. Great job, boys and girls. Let's go on to the next one. What time do we have lunch at school? And this clock actually shows about the time if we were at school that you would be eating lunch. Now take a look. It still has the short little hour hand pointing right in between the 11 and the 12. But now that minute hand is straight down at the 6. So what time do you think that might be? It's a little trickier, I know. Okay, this is 11:30. If you were looking at that on a digital clock, it would look like this. You'd have the 11 to show the hour, and then you'd have, oops, I made a mistake. Let me erase that. Forgot my 3. And then the 30 to show the minutes. Separated by these 2 dots in the middle called a colon. Okay, so this is 11:30 on a digital clock, and this is 11:30 on an analog clock. Let's keep on going. How do we tell what time it is? Telling the time, the small hand, which on this clock is red, points to the hours, and the big hand, which is pink on here, points to the minutes. And when the big hand, oops, sorry about that, points to the 12, the time is 12 o'clock. So this one shows 3 o'clock. My picture back there. Okay, because the little hand, the hour hand is on the 3, and the long minute hand is straight up to the 12. Okay, now the next question is, why do people care about time? Does it matter what time it is? So think about those questions. Why is time important? Think about your day. Why is time important? Okay. Time is important for lots of reasons. Maybe you already thought of some to share with someone who's sitting with you or next into another room. But think about, why is time important? Time is important to me because I know what time I need to be places. Maybe I have a doctor's appointment. Maybe I have a dentist appointment. Time tells me when I need to be at work. Time tells me when I need to make sure I have lunch ready or when I have to have dinner ready. Okay, so time helps me schedule my day. How long does it take for you to brush your teeth? This would be a fun thing for you to try. And if you want to report back to me, you can do that. So I want you to try it. Now, when my kids go to the dentist always tells them they should brush, kind of like washing your hands when singing a song. Sing happy birthday 2 times or sing twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay, now it might actually be hard to brush your teeth and do that, but you could always sing in your brain. Okay? How long does it take for you to eat your breakfast? Hopefully that takes longer than brushing your teeth. You don't want to eat too fast. So these would be some fun things for you to try. You could probably set a timer on a phone or set a timer on a microwave, or maybe you have a watch that you can set a timer on. How long does it take you to get to school? Think about that. What would be longer? Would it be longer to brush your teeth? Would it take longer to get to school? Or would it take longer to eat your breakfast? So you can, even if you don't know the time, you can compare times by thinking about which one's longer and which one's shorter. How long do we get for recess? This was always an important question at school. And this is about 20 minutes. And that might be about the same amount of time it takes you to eat your lunch. So think about how the times compare. Here are some important words you need to keep in mind when you're talking about time. We have second, and we have the second hand. Lots of times it's red, minute, and hour. 60 seconds equals 1 minute, and 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Lots of you already knew that. How long is 1 second? Now, when you count seconds, you can count. This example is 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and so on. Sometimes you might hear friends saying 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. That would be another way to count seconds. It's not counting as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not seconds. Seconds is 1, 2, 3. A little bit slower. Okay, what can you do in 1 second? Here are some brainstorm ideas of things that can be done in 1 second. And it says 60 seconds in a minute. So in a second, you can probably touch your toes, do 1 jumping jack, flip pages in a book, snap fingers, bounce a ball, raise your hand, throw a ball. See if you can come up with anything to add that you can do in 1 second. How long is a minute? That's right, 1 minute is 60 seconds. Think about what you can do in 1 minute. If you want to make a list of things you can do in a minute, that would be fun too. See how many jumping jacks you can do in 1 minute. See how many push-ups you can do in 1 minute. See how many marshmallows you can put in your mouth in 1 minute. You might not want to eat them all though. Might give you a tummy ache. And then how long is 1 hour? 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So maybe your favorite show is 1 hour. Maybe it takes 1 hour to get to Grandma or Grandpa's house. See if you can come up with some other ideas. Mom or Dad might need to help you with that one. There it is again. What events in your life? 1 hour. Okay, now this is some other things that you can try. You all have some snap cubes and you have some Polydrons, but I'm sure you have other things around your house to see what you can do with those materials in 1 second. Okay, if you don't have these materials around the house, maybe you want to get out some Legos or some other kinds of blocks and see what you can come up with. If you don't have any of those things, be creative. Maybe you have some popsicle sticks, or maybe you have a deck of cards. See what you can come up with to do in 1 second. And then use those same materials and see what you can do in 1 minute. And you're gonna have to ask an adult to help you with this so that they can time you. Okay? What would happen if I gave you 1 hour to build with those same materials? Do you think you could build something more creative? Do you think you could build something bigger? What do you think would happen? Okay, I'm not actually going to start a timer, but it says we will set a timer for 10 minutes for you to build and create with your materials. If we were at school, we absolutely would have done this. And I hope you try some of these things at home. So get out some fun materials and see what you can do in 1 second, 1 minute, and 1 hour. And also think about, what are you going to be doing 1 second from now? Will you be getting out the materials? What will you be doing 1 minute from now? And then finally 1 hour from now. Depending on what time you watch this, it might be time for lunch, or it might be time for dinner, or it might be time to go outside and play. So have some fun building. Get out those stopwatches, get out some cubes or Legos or blocks, and see what you can come up with in 1 second, 1 minute, and if you really have a lot of time, try 1 hour, or even just a few more minutes, like 10 minutes. Okay, have some fun, take some pictures, and I would love to see what you came up with. Have a great day, everyone.